I might comment on that because, you know, the next election has always been a threat. And it's always been the reason that this province continues to get deeper and deeper in the hole. And, you know, we can talk about this, and we can say, you know, you'll promise me this, and I'll promise you that, or I'll vote for you because you promised me more. Now, right now, we're all talking about a new highway to Route 11, and this province can't afford that. We can't afford the one to Route 1, and that shouldn't have been built. But we'll keep digging this hole deeper, because we'll bounce back and forth to anyone that dares address the real issues in this province. Now, you know, for me and for my colleagues, we didn't join this to just have the province continue spiraling down this hole. We joined it to say, can we start to recover? And right now, we are on a cusp of recovery. But we can't do it independently. I go across this province, and I hear people say, you know, you need to fix this, but no, I'm sorry, I can't help. Well, we're trying to find a solution where we all help. Every one of us take a piece of this. So we want to work through a solution, and we need your help. And we want to be fair. And we know we're behind the 8 ball in our communications, but we need your help to find a solution so this problem gets fixed. I met this morning with Standards & Poor before I came here. And they asked a very specific question. Are you going to fix this pension program? You have a problem in this province. This is a problem across this country. Are you going to fix it? And I said, well, they arrived last night. I said, if you were watching the news, you'll know that we're actively in pursuit of a program. And so it's real. It's not something we just push off. It's real. But we don't want to kick the can down the road. We need your help. Thank you.
Where are you from,
Mr. Minister, with all due respect, I'm going to have a question, very brief, the first question, and the second I'll have an observation. And I realize we're having a contract. Have you checked with your lawyers the fact that the contract is a contract, and if so, what did they tell you?
The situation with the contract is we obviously want to honor any contract. That would be first and foremost. So let's make that clear. What we have here is a change in the conditions in order for our ability to support that original intent of that pension plan. In other words, the funding model, the longevity model, the conditions of our ability to pay for this have changed dramatically. And so when we look at this, and when our actuaries look at it, when it's looked at from the task force understanding what do we do here, it was, okay, things have changed. And I mentioned at the beginning about this year in our third quarter report, where we were hit another $53 million just because conditions have changed. No other reason.
What did the lawyers tell you?
Our indications are, you know, we haven't gone to that point. Our indications are we have an obligation to fix it. And if we needed to pursue it further, we're within our right to do so. That is not our intent.
My second part of the observation, part of your question. If you are able, as a minister, and mind you with all due respect to you, to change the law, to change the pension, to change the law to the legislative, you're establishing a marvelous precedent for yourself and for other governments to come in and say, look, we can't change that, we can't change this. The minister, the previous government did it, or the present government did it, so we did the big thing. Now what prevents us from changing that, changing that? You know, you talk of guarantee, Mr. Ferguson, and I respect that, but at the same time, the precedent you're establishing, you're opening the door for yourself and for future government to do whatever they want with us. Thank you.
I guess if I was to comment, government are under a continual obligation to look at conditions, to look at, we're working on laws and legislation every day for improving the province, to ensuring the province can continue. That is part of what we have to do. So when we look at this situation, we have to look at it in the same vein. How do we fix this going forward? What we're doing now is let's develop a solution.
The
Yeah, to follow up on the last discussion, there's a case court, Quinn versus New Brunswick, and also there's a Davo case that is in common law. When a person retired, there's a term called crystallization, or vested benefit. They have a plan becomes firm. Now, there's a number of ways for a government to expropriate a vested interest, and it's called legislation. I see you have here proposed, but there was under Bill 63, which amended the Pensions Act, it's retroactive to July 2012. Now, I want to thank all the MLAs that are here for letting us aware of that. They certainly voted on that, and that is not misinformation, that's disinformation. You also have Bill 20, and it's also an act to amend the pension. By the way, Bill 63 was ascended in December, I believe. Now, what we have here is expropriation by legislation, and that's how you break contract, because the government can legislate you off your land, and it can legislate benefits out of you. And when you do that, you're showing the bad example to next governments, and also you're helping corporations to do the same to their beneficiaries. The CN Pension Fund was in such a state. What they do, they put people represented on the trustee board, and also the retirees also sit there. That has not been connected to us. We are people here that have the vested interest while we're working for the province. We have the vested interest while we work and do different volunteer stuff for the community. And also, there are many people here, not today, and I took upon myself the last 2 weeks to go see some seniors. Madame est malade, Monsieur est malade, tous les deux sont malades. Ils sont très inquiets qu'ils ne sont pas ici. Alors, il y a eu plus qu'une miscommunication. Il y a eu de la discrimination des personnes âgées. Il y a eu aussi de la désinformation. Puis, ça a été fait par quelqu'un qui vous a engagé à nos frais pour implémenter un nouveau programme de retraite et aussi pour faire le media campaigning. There's been media campaigning. I talked to a few reporters, and they get the impression of what you say is the truth, which isn't. There has been disinformation, and there's a professional consulting helping you to do that. So you're not an honest government. Another issue, in response to someone, Hart talks about pooling in a super fund. What happens when you pool in a super fund? All the ones that are good, like the teachers, and also the NV employers, your basic descents, or you devalue your funds. So this government, the people at the table, are well taken care of financially. Some have 1 or 2 pensions coming in, and we, as retirees, are not being consulted. We are being ripped off. And very deceitful. That's the extent of what this government is doing. So there's no trust out. You've broken that.
So we've definitely put it at risk, and the process here is to try to put that bridge back and try to get a path forward that we can mutually.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre. Alcide Leblanc. Je vais parler français parce que c'est la langue que je connais le mieux après l'italien et l'espagnol. J'ai une question, mais je vais commencer d'abord avec un commentaire. Lorsque mon ami Sean Graham avait voulu vendre l'énergie Nouveau-Brunswick, il a fait beaucoup d'études sans consulter la province, sans consulter les citoyens, sans consulter Tom, Dick and Harry. Tout d'un coup, on vient en annonce, on n'est plus capable de financer Énergie Nouveau-Brunswick. On a vendu Énergie Nouveau-Brunswick au Québec. Les gens se sont révoltés. Ils ont dit c'est malhonnête, c'est une approche secrète malhonnête. Le gouvernement a été renversé. à cause de l'énergie nouvelle, l'approche. Ici, on dirait qu'on a commencé à faire une étude secrète sur les pensions des gens qui sont à la retraite ou qui le seront. Tout d'un coup, là, les gens commencent à se réveiller un petit peu comme dans le cas de l'énergie nouvelle. Et moi, je crains une révolte des citoyens du Nouveau-Brunswick. Je crains réellement ça. Quelques mois passés, j'étais en Égypte et je sentais la révolte grandir. Et 6 mois après, une révolte. Alors, Monsieur le ministre, Jacques Vert a posé une bonne question dans vous. Avez-vous gardé à d'autres alternatives? Tout récemment, on publiait qu'il y avait 400 quelques personnes au Canada, des milliardaires, qui investissaient de l'argent dans des abris ou des paradis fiscaux. J'ai hâte de connaître leur nom. Je suis convaincu qu'il n'y a aucun d'ici qui a fait ça. Il y a peut-être Winnie Violet, mais on va alors ma question, ça c'est mon commentaire. D'autres possibilités que de regarder aux gens qui notent dans des pensions de 20 000 $, d'autres 18 000. Moi j'ai une bonne pension, ça ne me déplairait pas de perdre d'indexation. En d'autres mots, l'alternative pourrait ne pas m'affecter parce que moi je le vis bien. Je bois 3 cafés, Tim Hortons, par jour, puis un chez McDonald's. Bon, la question, est-ce qu'il y a d'autres personnes à la retraite qui ne sont pas affectées par ces changements ici? Quelqu'un m'a dit que les juges à la retraite au Nouveau-Brunswick ne seraient pas affectés. Deuxièmement, les membres, que je respecte beaucoup, les membres de l'Assemblée législative, c'est Alcide Leblanc qui paye 100% des contributions de la retraite des députés provinciaux. Alors, est-ce que vous affectez aussi les juges et les membres de l'Assemblée législative? Est-ce que les membres de l'Assemblée législative payent leur juste part pour leur propre retraite, comme ce gars ici a fait toute sa vie? Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le ministre.